Live chat. Am I on the channel? I'm on the right channel. Okay, there. Hey, everybody. This is the Miss Wolfie from Reading with Beverly Wolfie. And I'm really, really sorry that there is no chapter today. I was actually thinking of reading it live, but there's been a problem, okay? Right now, my dogs are very, very quiet. Now, on Sunday, I read chapters 27, 28, and 29. Hi, Olivia. Hi, Tammy. I read chapters 27, 28, and 29 of Anne of Green Gables. My husband has been playing with my glasses, and he scratched them. Oh, the bugger. And after I bought him his own. Anyway, that bugs the crap out of me, because I've been really looking after these. Hi, Melanie. Oh, wait till you hear. Hi, Kelly, JC, Tammy in Washington State, Olivia. Now listen, folks. There's no chapter today for a reason. I read 27, 28, 29. And then today I sat down to edit number 27, and I must have accidentally shut it off because all I got was the opening. So I thought, okay, well, I'll go on and I'll read it live, right? No, not happening. My house is in total uproar, and don't look at my hair. Total uproar and chaos today. And there's a video being released. It's uploading right now on our Half Acre Homestead, and you will see why my house has been in chaos. Hi, Suburban Hillbilly. How's it going? Who Pants Francisco? And anybody else? Incense Shop. Hey, how's it going? So anyway, all winter, I've been hearing things in the night, little bumps and scurries, and it's been too big for it to be mice. Way too big. You hear mice scurrying, but you don't. Melanie, I hope you're still here. Anyway, so sometime last summer, a squirrel got in the house. You know where I'm going with this, don't you? And every time I would hear this bump or something in the night, Howie sleeps like the dead. Okay? And I go, Howie, what was that? What was that? And he'd go, what? I'd say, listen. And nothing would happen. I thought I'm blaming ghosts, right? He doesn't know it's the ghost. Don't worry about it. So this morning, I'm in the bathroom. You're going to see the video, okay? But I'm going to tell you, you're getting a heads up here, because the video is going to be released on our Half Acre Homestead in about an hour. So this morning, I'm in the bathroom because having fibromyalgia and arthritis, you have a tendency to cut steps out of things. So when I get up in the morning and I'm getting ready for my day, I'll gather up all my clothes and my glasses and my phone, and I'll run into the bathroom and I'll do my morning pee, and I'll get dressed while I'm in there. It means I don't have to go back in. So I'm sitting in the bathroom getting dressed today, and I hear, it's not mice. Well, I do have mice, but I'm going to get some peppermint oil. I actually think I have peppermint oil, so let me check that. But I'm going to do that. Thank you, Melanie. Anyway, I'm getting dressed in the bathroom, and I hear ding, one single note on my piano. Not a muffled 3-note bong like something fell on the piano, and no mouse could have made the firmness of that key. It was just like bong, like that. And I went, okay, this is broad daylight. Something's going on, right? So I took my phone. I was smart enough to take my phone, and I said, all winter long, I've been thinking my house is haunted. And Suburban Hillbilly, Bev, I'll tell you about my sleepless night already. So, and of course, I haven't slept all night. And then when I went back to bed at 6 o'clock this morning after seeing Howie off to work, I stayed in bed till 10, but I was up 3 times because that's another story. It's got to do with my switch in teas. So I take my phone. I'm going out and I'm looking, and I look at the piano and I hit the chord and I go, what the hell? And sure enough, behind my piano, because the dogs were going nuts, because I have my living room gated off, and they were going like at the gate and then looking down the basement stairs and at the gate. And so I go in, and while I'm going, I've been hearing this noise and I heard my piano thing, and all of a sudden in the view of the camera, you see the squirrel. That squirrel's been living in my house since like July, because I put a video out last year going, oh, get them girls. And we never knew where the bloody squirrel went. Well, here he was sitting in the window well, and he's been into my plants, but he hasn't hurt anything. Like, we've been looking. I said, Howie, it's got to be that squirrel because we haven't seen him. Right? But he said, Bev, I've been all over the house. What have you got? What have you got? Stop it. He said, I've been all over the house. It's either got a way in and out, and it's coming in at night, or it's got a place where it's pooping, and maybe it's pooping in my plants. I don't know. So, well, I know suburban squirrel dumplings, just saying, but it's only one, and it's a little red one. It's a wild one. You see, when Wakefield, this is going to sound kind of crazy, but you used to get off the highway to come to Wakefield. You'd get off the highway at the Tulip Valley Motel in Chelsea and drive up the 105. Okay. Then they extended the highway to the IGA, and then they extended it all the way past Giant Tiger to the end at the other side of Wakefield. And ever since then, this was several years ago, we've been seeing things up here that we've never seen up here before, like city squirrels, the big gray ones and the big black ones, right? And gophers. I've never seen gophers past Hull, Quebec, until they moved. So I think what they did is, because they had to cut through a rock cut and they got rid of, acres and acres of woodlands and trees and stuff, I'm thinking the city squirrels and the gophers and everything have been pushed farther north, right? So I think this little guy, he's just got in my house, because these other squirrels, I'm going to tell you a secret too. We know it's sap season. There's a video coming for that on our half-acre homestead. Howie tapped 24 trees yesterday. We've gone from 10 to 24 with the new land. Okay. I thought my house had random animals. So anyway, he's just the cutest little guy, right? And I'm like, you're talking to the woman who, before her YouTube channel, had squirrels living in her roof, in her attic, and I trapped them all with rat traps, and they don't kill easy. And then I made, stir-fried squirrel and rice with them, because I caught 3 of them. There were 3 of them living in my roof. So that was before I got a YouTube channel. And I'm looking at this little guy, and honest to God, he winked at me. He winked at me, and I went, I don't know what to do with you, buddy. What am I going to do with you? So, next thing you know, I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to move the piano to see if I can find out if there's a hole in the floor or whatever. I moved the piano, bang, he was gone. Off the top of the piano, over my chair, along my quilt frame, and gone. And the dogs were like, yes, you got it. And Gracie looked right at me. I swear to God, like this. And she looked at me, and I said, okay, so you were right, because my dogs have been barking at nothing, what I thought was nothing, all winter long. I'd be sitting here and the dogs would be out there. I've gated off my living room because they've destroyed it more than once. Now we know why. Because the red squirrel likes to sunbathe in my bay window behind the piano. So Gracie looked at me as if to say, I told you. I told you. And you wouldn't listen, because every time the dogs would freak out, I'd be, editing or something, and the dogs would freak out. I'd look at my video camera feed. Nobody's pulling in my driveway. I go, girls, it's nothing. You're nuts. So I'm telling you, Gracie looked at me as if to say, see, I told you so. And you didn't listen. All winter long, I've been chasing this squirrel. So that's what's going on. So part of me wanted to get a rat trap or find a rat trap and put some peanut butter on it, but I can't. He winked at me. Okay. Yes, folks, I have cooked squirrel, but I'd rather cook those two great big buggers. This is another part of the story. Yesterday or Sunday, I was in the bathroom and my mirror faces the back window, and I saw two squirrels, a gray one and a black one, hanging upside down under branches. And I remembered a little thing I remember my dad showing me this long time ago when we first moved up to the country. I said, what are they doing, Dad? He said, Bev, the sap's running. Sure enough, that's a maple tree out there. And they were hanging underneath the branch, and they'd chew off a little wee bud, and then they'd sit there and go with the sap. They're drinking sap. It must be like sugarcane juice to them or something, right? So I said to Howie, come here, I want to show you the sap's running, right? And he goes, he said, well, I know a sap's running. I said, you want to know proof? The squirrels have beat you to tapping the trees. And he come in the bathroom, and the only one that was left was the black squirrel. And he was sitting on top of the branch. And I went to explain to Howie how they drink the sap when the squirrel was on top of the branch, and he went boop, and he was hanging upside down. And I said, see what he's doing? He is drinking maple sap. Howie tapped the trees the next day, yesterday. 24 trees. No, our dog food, well, that's the thing. Our dog food, someone asked if he's eating the dog food, maybe. But behind my bathroom door, and I don't know where it's getting it from, but behind my bathroom door, every single morning is a little pile of about 5 or 6 popcorn kernels. Now, where it's getting the popcorn, I don't know. Unless, I did spill some popcorn about a month ago. I bet you that was it, because when I swept it up, I bet you some went under the stove or something, right? Well, no, I'm not relocating him to Moon Shadow's room. No, because he'd probably chew wiring. I'm just really grateful that we've seen no evidence of damage, right? But so I came to a solution. I put my coffee money and my Patreon money that everybody's been so generous with. It was in my PayPal, and I bought a trap. I bought a squirrel trap, and it's coming from Princess Auto. It was $39. I figure it'll come in handy eventually, because I've been catching critters at my house for a long time, right? So I bought a squirrel trap, a rodent trap that's big enough for squirrels. And I'm going to trap it, and I'm going to release him, because it winked at me. And so anyway, what else was I going to tell you? So Howie tapped the trees, and I've got my camera here ready to go, and he's going to go and do a video for our half-acre homestead. Because he tapped a lot of trees, 24 trees, and he was like numb from the hips down, because the snow is still so deep that there's a nice crust on top, and he'd walk along the crust, and then boom, he'd go down up to his hips. So he said if the buckets look really close to the snow, it's because, yes, we're making sap this year, folks. Please excuse me. It's been a rough night and day. Last night, this is another reason why. So I went to edit chapter 27 of Anne of Green Gables. And I realized I had only recorded the first bit. And then I thought, well, I'll read it live. Now the dogs are being really good right now, and Gracie is hyper vigilant. She's standing at the top of the basement stairs because I think it went downstairs. And what was I saying? Oh, yeah, last night I went to bed at lights out at 10. I'm in bed at 8:30 every night. Lights out at 10. I was reading. And I couldn't sleep. Now I'm an insomniac, folks. And please don't tell me all these wonderful things to do to sleep. Okay, thanks, Suburban Hillbilly. Suburban Hillbilly says, I have been humane trapping for over 20 years. If you choose to relocate, take at least a mile away and near the water source. No, I think I'm going to release him here. You know why? Because I think it's not he's not in my house by choice. I think the dogs chased him in through my patio door of my bedroom, and he had been living in my closet. And he got found out and chased out in the summer, but we never found him. And I honestly think, yeah, he's had a really cozy winter, but I don't think he's living here by choice. He or she, it. So, but the thing was, I was going to read chapter 27 to you on live feed, but the dogs wouldn't settle down. Okay, great. Like Frankie's finally like, settled down on that Montreal Canadiens blanket. Hey, Frankie. Montreal Canadiens blanket, which is all that is good for, is for a dog blanket. This is why I'm not reading live, okay? Because every once in a while, something will move or the wind will knock a branch and Gracie's like, squirrel! So I have literally not been able to do much of anything today except edit things where audio wasn't an issue, and I couldn't edit chapter 27 because for some reason I lost most of it. So, hang on. So last night I went to bed. I could not sleep all night. I don't toss and turn because I'm always in pain and I'm a big woman. So it actually takes some time for me to roll from one side to the other, because I roll a little bit and then shift my butt and roll a little bit and shift my butt because of my back and my hips and my knees and everything, right? So I'm an insomniac. I take lorazepam. Since becoming a medical marijuana user, though, that has been cut in half. That dosage got cut in half. And normally it works. But I'll tell you something, even with my medicinal marijuana gummies and my sleep meds, I could not sleep last night. Could not sleep. So finally, I gave it up for lost at 4:45 this morning because my alarm goes off at 5 anyway. And I got up, then I made Howie's breakfast, and I made his lunch. And I was back in bed by 5:30, eating my porridge. Yes, I eat my breakfast in bed sometimes. I'm reading my email and eating my porridge before I go back to sleep. Now, I slept from 6 until 10, but I got up 3 times in that 4 hours to go pee. And I figured out why. See, I don't drink tea after 6 o'clock at night, 7 at the latest. Oh, yeah, that's good stuff. And this is my last cup of tea of the day. Because you don't want to, and so I didn't drink any tea after 6 o'clock last night, 7 o'clock at the latest. And when I went to bed and I took my medication, my pills, I just took a sip of water. That was it, just enough to take the pills. I was up all night peeing. And I was up all night peeing this morning. Up when I went back to bed, I peed 3 times. And ask Mary Jane, I was talking to her on the phone and I had to take the phone to the bathroom with me. I've been peeing every 20 minutes. Well, I realized that I had stopped using Tetley tea because of a pesticide issue I had read about. And then I was drinking my Yorkshire, my favorite, Taylor's of Harrogate Yorkshire Gold. Okay, or even just plain Yorkshire tea, but Taylor's of Harrogate Yorkshire tea is my favorite. but it's expensive, right? I mean, for me to find a box, that's like $11, right? For me to get a big box. So I read that it wasn't the Tetley Orange Pico tea that was a pesticide. It was their specialty teas that were a pesticide issue. So I had bought a box of Tetley tea. And when I ran out of my Yorkshire Gold, like in the tea can, I keep my tea bags in a can that used to belong to Mary Jane's mother, my Aunt Toots. And Jeremy, Mary Jane's son, calls me Aunt Toots because I'm quite windy sometimes. But anyway, I had opened a box of Tetley because I do have another box of Yorkshire Gold, but I thought, I'll save it. Open a box of Tetley, and I've been drinking Tetley for 2 days. And guess what? I'm peeing every 20 minutes. So I just looked in the bottom of my tea can, and I had one Yorkshire Gold tea bag left in the bottom of the tin, and I thought maybe I can make it through my live feed without having to go to the bathroom. So I'm running on 4 hours of broken sleep that I got this morning. But the thing is what's crazy, Gracie is still. Tell everybody, Gracie. Gracie, come and see this. Gracie, come and tell everybody about the squirrel. Where is it? She's looking everywhere for that squirrel. And you told Mommy, didn't you? Yeah. So I'm thinking, I forgot what I was doing, but I'm thinking it was the switch back to the Tetley tea that's made my bladder go insane, right? Because the night before, what's today, Tuesday? So Sunday night, I actually slept 5 hours, bang, without moving, right? I was stiff, but I slept. And then when I went back to bed yesterday morning, I slept another 4. So I actually got 5 hours of unbroken sleep and 4 hours of unbroken sleep. Guess what? Bev couldn't sleep last night. So that's what's going on anyway. So that's why. So tomorrow I'm going to have to read chapter 27 all over again. And I will edit it. I've got 28 and 29, but it's not going to do me any good to edit those. Right? Well, you haven't got 27. And I couldn't reread 27, not live or otherwise, because of the way the dogs have been behaving. So he's got to think that he's eating the dog. I don't know if he's eating the dog food. We keep the dog food in the porch. We keep the dog food in the porch in a Rubbermaid bin. Okay. And I have an attic hole here, right? But it's never shown any signs of being disturbed. And there's one in the porch as well. So I don't know, because Gracie gets freaky about the porch too. Hi, AR. So I'm going to say hi to a bunch of people. Suburban Hillbilly Mary Jane, Misty Flesher. Not sure if I will keep an eye on that, folks. So Catherine Hatt and Incense Shop AR. And Montgomery's Garden. Hello. So that's kind of what's going on. My life is just never boring. What do you want? There's no squirrel here. There's none. I promise. You hear her talking to me? Don't you give me any lip. So, and Frankie's, you know how I would do the massaging Gracie's ears and she'd say a little prayer? Frankie's doing it now too, only she's too short. So she just, puts her paws up on my knees and wants me to rub her ears and scratch her back. And what you do for one, you got to do for the other. So how's everybody doing? Do we have any questions? Oh, you want me to give her a kiss? All right, Gracie. Oh. Every time I turn my chair around, she gets up. You want to say your prayers? Okay. Oh, my goodness. Good kiss? All right. I want a hug. No, come here. I want a hug. I want a proper hug. Where's my hug? She's still hyper vigilant, but don't yawn in my face. Oh, okay. Give me a hug. Give me a real hug. Give me a real hug. Oh, okay. All right. You have to get down now. You have to get down. Can I have a kiss? Okay, get down. There. Gracie. Oh, excuse me. Tell me, Frankie. No, it's Frankie's turn. Come here, Frankie. Come here, Frankie. Oh, no, she's going to follow her sister. So that's what's been going on. Hey, Matthew, how are you? She's really still very, very jealous. Oh, I have booked Frankie for being fixed. Yay! She's getting fixed in a couple of weeks. No, Mary Jane, you're not praying. I've tucked that money away. I have already got the money. It is tucked, and I am getting Frankie fixed. She's been, wonderful. I'm glad you're doing great. Hi, Sandra. Anyway, yes, my Grace. So anyway, what the heck was I just talking about? He did. Hi, Lou. He's looking at me and went, like, just one eye went blink. And I was like, oh man, what am I going to do? Right? Like, seriously. Yes, Frankie's getting fixed. And lately, she has been usurping Gracie in my lap in the evenings because I've been sewing. And I've been working on the grandmother's flower garden quilt. And I can't have Gracie in my lap while I'm trying to sew. But Frankie gets up and I go, no, Frankie, get down. And then she just kind of wiggles her butt down and she sits on the armrest and lays her chin on my leg. So Gracie was fine. She was like on the couch, sound asleep. And Frankie's up on my lap, real quiet, like she sneaks up. And I go, okay. And I forget what it was, but I said, oh, Frankie, you got something in your eye. And I went to do it. And Gracie's like, what? What are you doing talking to Frankie? She grabbed a toy and she came to my knees and tried to get out. I said, no, Gracie, you're too big. Mommy's sewing. Well, Frankie's it's like, don't you give me any lip. She brought me the toy trying to get Frankie off my lap, trying to entice Frankie off my lap. And she's going, I said, I don't care. It was... AR says, I remember my grandma's dogs being all over the place, running all over the place and barking. She also had a dog that used to be my aunt and cousins that had seizures. It was scary to see when he had, near the end of Peppy's life before I put her down, she was having seizures. And it was not a pleasant thing. Oh, yeah, sibling rivalry between these dogs. And Frankie waits until Gracie is like snuggled up on Daddy or on the couch. And then she'll like sneak over and she'll put her paws up on my footrest of my power lift chair. And she'll go, well, and I'll go, okay, come on. And I'm real quiet. And she'll hop up there. Or I'll say, she'll jump up and I'll say no, and she'll look at me. And I don't know if anybody's seen Frankie look at you, but she's got those great, big, drowning brown eyes. Anybody ever watch Bugs Bunny? Do you remember the witch that was going to make, that had Bugs Bunny all tied up? And she went to kill Bugs Bunny, and Bugs Bunny eyes got all big and watery, and she started to cry. Oh, he looks like Paul. My pet tarantula. Those are the eyes Frankie gives me if I tell her to get off me. Right? Gracie, forget it. Gracie's like, Gracie's like, my house, my rules. So we got to get Frankie fixed. Oh yeah. Gracie is, Emma was pretty talkative, but the one who was the most was Penny, but that was because she sang. Whenever I howled or sang or whatever, I miss singing with Penny. I really miss it. So, boxers are very vocal. My Midnight had seizures before a thunderstorm. Really? I didn't know Midnight had seizures, Jane. Huh. So, anyway, I'm not going to talk much longer. I just wanted to fill you guys in and let you know what my day has been like. And let's hope tomorrow is better so that I can read chapter 27 and edit it. It'll probably be late in the afternoon or in the evening when you get it. And then I will edit 28 and 29 and you'll be fine. Now I know why my daughter-in-law, Melanie, was saying that there was things in the ceiling downstairs. They were hearing things when they were in bed. It's a squirrel. It's no harm, no foul. We're going to live. So I've got a live trap coming. I ordered it from Princess Auto. It's coming in the next couple of days. And I will be catching and releasing. If peanut butter or whatever I can entice that little bug, but I know where I'm putting it. I'm putting it in the bay window. This is the Mrs. Wolfie from Reading with Beverly Wolfie. I'm going to let you go. And hopefully this time tomorrow or maybe a little bit later, you'll get chapter 27. I love you guys. Take care. God bless. And thanks for listening to me about my day. It's never boring around here.